Okay. Because nowadays when the class starts, the class length is still reaching to 100. Okay. So we'll continue with the theory scanners. So we were discussing about in scanner section about the regular expression. How do we write the regular expression? So based on what are the operations which we can use on the regular expressions, and how the DFA would be. So these were the things which we have discussed as of in the scanner section. So when we were writing this regular expression, why we are writing the regular expression? Because the word has to be recognized from a given programming file. The word has to be recognized, and each word has to be tagged with some title. Some content has to be given for each word. So for recognizing each word character by character, then we have to go with the regular expression. And along with that, it is easy for humans to write regular expression than drawing the DFAs and all. So what we can do is, since DFA, writing the DFA, drawing the DFA as well as writing the regular expression, both are equivalent. What could be done is, like, if you have written a regular expression, it could be converted to, by using certain algorithms, we can convert to DFA. So how we can convert it is, the first one is the regular expression. When we take up the regular expression by using this Thompson's construction algorithm, we can generate the NFA. So once we get this NFA, once we could generate this NFA by using the subset construction algorithm, we can convert it to DFA. So once we get the DFA, then we can once again check whether it is because of this space complexity, to reduce the space consumption. What we can do is, like, we can apply the minimization. So we can reduce the number of states. If possible, we can reduce the number of states, whatever has been already achieved. So for that, we apply two algorithms are there. So one algorithm which we have discussed in TOC, that is the tabulation method. The second algorithm we will discuss in today's class, that is the grouping algorithm. So like this, we can generate, given a regular expression, we can generate the DFA. And once we achieve this DFA, we can easily convert this DFA to the corresponding code could be equivalent code can be generated. Okay. That is like the statements, if else statement, else if ladders could be directly generated once we get this DFA. Okay. So similarly, if you are given this DFA, by using this clean construction, we can generate regular expressions. Okay. So right now we will, according to our context, we will be discussing only till this portion. Okay. After this, we will be seeing in the next week, we will be discussing about the code section, how once the given DFA, how it will be converted to the coding part. Okay, so this portion which we have already discussed. So first, given this regular expression, how do we convert to NFA? So by using this Thompson's construction, how we can convert it? So which we have already discussed. If you are having the regular expressions, if we have the regular expressions, say for example the symbol M, so we could be representing it to be as starting state, the M symbol, with respect to M we reach to final state. Similarly, if you are having N symbol, then from starting state, with respect to N transition, we would reach to another final state. So how many other symbols we have? We would have been initially, we would have represented it in this way. This is the first step of our Thompson's construction. Whatever alphabets which we are having, so all the alphabets would have been represented in this manner. Okay. So now if you are asked to generate MN by using this Thompson's construction, that is M and N, both these two cases should be combined. So how we are going to combine two things together? That is with the help of epsilon, we would be combining it. So that is what this epsilon comes into picture. That is how this Thompson's construction works also. So whenever you have two variables to be combined, two symbols to be combined, or these two representations to be combined, then we will be combining it with respect to epsilon transition. Okay, so from initial, so from initial state, first the symbol which we wanted is m, and the second which we want to combine is n. So when we are combining these two cases, it will be combined by using this epsilon. So m and n are getting combined with the epsilon transition. Okay. So moving on to the next one more example. If you are having any self loop to be represented, then it would be represented to be as A star. If you have to represent A star we could represent it as in the initial state itself would be the final state, and A could occur or may not occur. A could occur for many times or may not occur also. That is why initial state itself is considered to be as the final state. Okay. And one more thing, whenever in Thompson's construction, if you are having this AB, this representation, that is the previous one, if you ignore this epsilon for AB all alone, that is for the concatenation part all alone, if you ignore, that is also fine. Okay. That is if you are having AB, that small this thing, those things can be if you keep better one is if you when we are drawing it, it is better to represent it. If you don't find it also, there is no big mistake. Okay, so now if you are combining A star AB, then when you are writing this, A star has been represented like this, is AB has been represented like this. So A star AB has been combined together, then we will be combining it with respect to the epsilon transition. Okay. So with respect to epsilon transition, we would be combining the two representations. This is how the Thompson's construction works. So before we see some more structures of Thompson's construction, just thought of bringing out the difference with NFA and DFA. What do we mean by NFA? NFA, which means the full form is non-deterministic finite automata. So non-deterministic finite automata, which allows empty transitions, that is epsilon transitions. Along with that, we have multiple transitions with the same symbols also. With the same symbols also. Okay. So we can have empty transitions as well as multiple transitions. With respect to the same symbols, we can have multiple transitions. That is also allowed in the NFAs. Coming to DFA part, which is considered to be as deterministic finite automata. Okay, so deterministic finite automata, which means that we will never come across any epsilon transitions. That is no empty strings. Okay, and we can have only that is the transitions whenever we take up, we will have unique transitions. We will not have any duplicate or multiple transitions. Only we will have unique transitions from one state to another state. Okay. Or I can say that we will not have any multiple transitions with same character will not occur in DFA. Okay. So that is the difference between NFA and DFA. All these things you guys know it. So that's the reason why little going little faster. So when you compare both the things, NFA and DFA, NFA is considered to NFA is less powerful, or we can say that it is a little bit confusing also, NFA. But construction of DFA will be the finite automata which is constructed in the form of deterministic will be the one which is considered to be as powerful one, because we can easily form the code because it is a unique representation, so we can easily construct the code and everything can be expressed very easily because there is no confusion over there. Everything is unique, and also we don't have any empty strings. Okay, so coming for this conversion part, before going for this conversion, we can just see the Thompson's construction. If you are having any symbols to be represented, if you are having symbol A to be represented, it will be from initial state to final state. Similarly, once another symbol B here, which would be represented as from initial state to final state. Similarly, if you are having any AB transitions, this is what is preferred. So this, with respect to epsilon transition, this is what is preferred. So maximum, if you in any other textbooks, if you don't find this epsilon transition, it is just nothing but it is just they have ignored it. Only for the small transition, this AB all alone, XY, only for that case they would have ignored it. But when you are constructing it, it will be automatically constructed by using an epsilon transition itself. Okay. Only point is in some textbooks you may find this to be ignored when you are browsing and all. Okay. Coming to the A or B. So A or B, when you say the representation for Thompson's construction would be A or B. So from initial state, either you can take this path to reach the final state, or you can take this path to reach the final state. You can't take both at a time. So A or B, which is the union part. So either you can take the path of A or you can take the path of B, but not both. Okay. Similarly, A star. So A star means which is nothing but self loop. A could be occurred multiple times, or A could be occurred 0 times. So that's why if you have 0 number of occurrences, then from starting state we would be reaching to the final state with 0 occurrence of A. So then how do we reach this? By using epsilon transition, we would be reaching to the final state. If we wanted one or more number of A's, then we will take up this path. So we have a symbol A which should be repeated. So with respect to epsilon transition, it would be repeated, and so as many number of times we would be repeating it over here, and with respect to this epsilon transition, we would be reaching to the final state. Okay. So now if you are asked to draw the DFA for A star AB or A star B, for both, the DFA would be, this could be easily drawn, right? So A star means which would be a self loop. Either you can have it in this way, A star AB Where's my pen? So are you guys doing it parallelly or simply listening? One is listening also?
Listening, ma'am. All this we already did, no, ma'am. So not making notes of everything, like skipping anything.
Madam, can you draw, madam?
Yeah, my pen got stuck. 1 second.1 second. My system got hanged up. One second. So it was like an initial state, a self loop. Can you keep yourself mute? Second state. final state. So self loop with respect to A and a transition from initial state to another state with respect to A and with respect to from second state with respect to B transition, we would be reaching to the next state. It's very dirty. So it is, we have three states. The first one is the initial state. The last one is the final state. In between, the first state is having the self loop with respect to A transition. From first state, we are moving on to the second state with respect to A transition. From second state, we are moving to the final state with respect to B transition. So if you draw this way or the other way, the one which has been shown here, if you draw it in this way or this way, both would be giving us the the regular expression for this A star AB or A star B. Okay. So now can you draw the NFA for this by using Thompson's construction A parenthesis B or C whole star. So which one is having the higher priority? The parenthesis one. So we are supposed to first go with B or C. So it would be taken to be as from one state, it is B or C. So B or C with respect to epsilon transition. With respect to C, this one. Rest all are unmentioned are epsilon transitions. Coming to the next higher priority, which is having the next higher priority, which is for star, the star closure. So how we can have the star closure? We should have another two states which comes into picture. So if it is, this will be considered to be as the initial state. For this, if you are having, if you don't have zero occurrence, then this will be an epsilon transition. If we have at least one or more occurrences, then with respect to this epsilon transition, we would be reaching to B or C. Here also epsilon transition. Next, it has to be repeated for any number of times. Then once again, another epsilon transition. Now we have the next priority comes to A. So A has to be attached with this. So we can have two states. Initial state with respect to A, and this will be an epsilon. Okay, so this will become our final states. So this is first is the initial state, last one will be our final state. Someone said something? Okay. So, yeah.
Ma'am, in the regular expression, aren't we supposed to use plus, ma'am, for OR operation, or are we supposed to use only the pipe symbol?
Okay, okay. So when you are writing the regular expression in lex, we will not use plus. We will be using this or pipeline symbol itself. We will not use this plus.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Previously in TOC we could use both the notations, but in lex tool this pipeline symbol is the only one which can be used. So for compile Edison, we will be using this pipeline symbol itself. Okay. If you write plus, it is fine.
Okay.
Okay. So the same thing has been drawn. So now we have directly constructed with this. So now once we get this, once this NFA has been generated, now we can convert this NFA to DFA. So how do we convert this NFA to DFA? By using subset construction. So remember how we have constructed the DFA? We were taking the epsilon closure for each states, right? So epsilon closure for S naught with respect to A, with respect to B, and here we have C. So with respect to A, B, and C. So if we go with the subset construction, will you do it or? Will you take it up? I have directly drawn it in the tabular format and kept it ready. So how it could be taken? It would be done to be as epsilon closure of N naught. So epsilon closure of epsilon closure of N naught, if you take out, sorry, epsilon closure from state N naught with respect to A. So it would be N1, N2, N3, N4. That's it. N6 from here, N9. So these many states. So similarly from epsilon closure of N naught with respect to B, we don't have anything. So it will be null. Similarly, epsilon closure of N naught with respect to C, we don't have anything. So it will be an empty one. Okay, so next when we are moving, this will be considered the group of states which have been taken. So this will be the one which would be taken up. So N0, N1, N3, N4, N6. This I have represented it to be as D1. So it is taken to be as D1 here. So all these state to be as a group, considering epsilon closure of this particular group of states with respect to A, B, and C. So from N1, N2, N3, N4, N6, N9 with respect to A. So that means from here N1, N2, N3, N4, N6 and N9. Do we have any transition with respect to A? We don't have any transition with respect to A. So it will be left out to be as an empty one. Similarly with respect to B, we have B transition here. So when we take a B transition, epsilon closure for B transition, then we can have N5, N8, N9, then again comes back here N3, N4, N6, right? So that will be another set of, so I can name it to be as some D2 and I can keep it ready. Similarly, for the C transition, if you take out, we have a C transition here. So we will have another new set of states, which would be N7, N8, N9. Again, it is coming here. So which is N3, N4, N6. Right. So that is considered to be as another group of, so I have named it to be as, so I have named it to be as D2. First group I have named it to be as D2. The second group I have named it to be as D3. So first I will pick D2 contents and I will see whether the transition. So D2 contents means which is nothing but, which is these N5, N8, N9, then N3, N4, N6. So now with respect to A transition. So from out of all these underlined states, do we have any transition with respect to A? We don't have. So it will be an empty list. And it will nil would be taken up. Now or lambda. Now same thing for the underlined states. Do we have transition with respect to B? we have transition with respect to B. Same thing here. So which would be giving us N5, N8, N9. Again, it comes here N3, N4, N6. So we will be ending up having the same set of states with respect to B transition. Okay, so I can write it to be as the same name I can give. So which I can take it to be as D2. So the same set I can repeat it. Similarly, for D2 transition, that is N5, N8, N9 underlined states, do we have transition with respect to C? Yes, we have transition with respect to C here. So which would be giving us N7, N8. So I will just put it round. So N7, N8, N9, and again it will come here. So which is N3, N4, N6. So these will be the states for with respect to C transition. So which is nothing but previously which we have achieved that we have named it to be as D3. So it would be D3. So keeping that, this is what has been mentioned. So D2. So D2 with respect to B transition, we will end up having same D2. With respect to C transition, we would end up having D3.
Ma'am,
Now,
madam,
yes, yes.
madam, why is it given as Q2, madam, beside D2, Q2 and Q3?
No, it's just named. So I just named it to be as D2. That's why I have named it. With the red font, I have named it.
Okay.
Rest all I have striked it out.
Mm-hmm.
So now transition with respect to D3 states. All D3 states if you take, which is N7, N8,
N9, 3, 4,
N9, N3, N4, N6. According to figure, which are circled one would be the states which have been taken up. So now transition with respect to A. So do we have any transition with respect to A from the circled states? We don't have any transition with respect to A. So it will be considered to be as lambda or null. Next, same set of states with respect to B transition. We have B transition which are underlined one. So that is N5, N8. Again it comes here N3, N4, N6. So which is nothing but we have already named it to be as D2.
D2.
So we can directly write it to be as D2. So same thing again when we consider this D3, there is a circled states with respect to C transition, then we would be ending up having C transition. We would again end up having the circled states itself, which is N7, N8, N9. Again it comes back lambda transition. Again this would be lambda transition comes here. So N3, N4, N6. So which is nothing but D3, which we have named it. So according to D3, we would end up having, which is mentioned to be as null. Previously, we were writing it to be as with this phi notation. Remember? Null. So same thing you can represent. So directly I have drawn the table here so that it will be a smaller one. In one same place I can represent it. Okay. So these are set of NFA states which is represented in terms of N. With respect to D, I have represented the DFA states. So now we can draw the DFA for this. How we can draw the DFA for this? So from initial state, how do we identify the initial state and final state? This is considered to be as the initial state, final states. So if you see the previous diagram, N9 is the final state. So which all are having N9? N9, we have N9 here, we have N9 here, we have N9 here. So that means all the three will be considered to be as final states, right? So this is how, if you draw the transition table, this is how it would be represented, right? So now if you draw the DFA, so from initial state, with respect to A transition, we will be reaching to D1 state, right? Now with respect to B transition, nothing. With respect to C transition, nothing. So left out. So D naught is done. So 0 is done. Next, coming to 1 from 1. D1. With respect to A transition, we don't have any. We don't have anything. So it will be left out. With respect to B transition, we reach to D2. So with respect to B transition, we reach to D2. Right. Now with respect to C transition, we reach to D3. With respect to C transition, we reach to 3. Now from D2, which will be a self loop, and with respect to B, it's a self loop. With respect to C, it reaches to D3 state. Now from third state, that is D3 state, with respect to A, we don't have any transition. With respect to B, we reach to second state. With respect to C, we would be in self loop. Right?
Madam, can
So
you
no more
explain
states.
D3 part, madam?
Which part?
Only the D3 part.
D3 part, what is not understood? In D3, with respect to A transition, we don't have any transition to be written. So that is left, that we can leave. With respect to B transition, we are reaching to D2. So we have mentioned an arrow which points to second state.
Okay.
With respect to C transition, we will be there in the self loop.
Okay.
Now we have to represent the initial and final state. Initial is already mentioned with an arrow. Final state. So we will have 1 to be as a final state, 2 to be as a final state, 3 also is considered to be as a final state. So neatly I have drawn here. So it's clearly seen. So subset construction. So which you have learned in TOC, that same thing. Instead of writing step by step, I have put it in a tabular format. That is a transition table as well as the construction, everything put together. I have shown one table. Okay. Both the points are combined and I have represented this table. Fine. So now moving on to the next point, that is minimization. So given your regular expression, by using Thompson's construction, we have generated NFA. From NFA, once we get the NFA, we can generate the DFA by using subset construction. Okay, so once we get this DFA, now we have to make sure that it is having less number of states. Why less number of states? Because our we require space. That is the space. We require some space for storing DFA. So if you occupy, if you can minimize it and store it, that is what is advised, right? So that we can save the space consumption can be reduced. So for going for the space reduction of space consumption, what we can the algorithm which we are going to take up here is Hopcroft's algorithm is the one which we are going to take up. The other name for this algorithm is grouping algorithm. Okay, so we can name this to be as Hopcroft's algorithm or grouping algorithm. So the tabulation algorithm which we have learnt in TOC is not getting, we are not using it here. We are that also gives the same output, but you should know the second algorithm also. So we are using the Hopcroft's algorithm for this in this course. Okay, so coming for the minimization. So I have represented for the given DFA, I have represented the transition table as you have learned. So it is represented. D naught is considered to be as initial state, D1, D2, D3 are considered to be as final state. With respect to A transition, what happens? With respect to B transition, what happens? With respect to C transition, what happens? So from each state has been mentioned. Okay. I had mentioned dash, which is in TOC, it is mentioned to be as null. Okay. In grouping, how do you start for your tabulation method? There also, when you're starting, you are first identifying the initial how many final states we are having, final states and non-final states. So here also you will be grouping it with respect to final state and non-final state. So that means you are putting all the states together which are final and which are not final as a group, as a set. So D naught is a non-final state, so that is a single one. So that is considered in a one group, and in other group we have D1, D2, D3. So now we have to identify, we have to sort it out and still see whether these will be falling in the same group or not. So that is what we have to do it. So for doing this, what we have to take up is, we have to see, that is, for when you're going for the next step, we will be seeing what are the contents in the previous step. Okay, so now when you are moving for the next step, first if you pick up the first set, which is D naught itself, so that is D naught set in which we don't have any other states, so that will be taken out, that will be left out as a single group itself, D naught itself. Okay, so I have written it according to the iteration. So in the first step, we group it according to final state and non-final state. Okay. Now we are starting the iteration. According to the first iteration, we are picking the first state, that is first set. And in that first two, how many states we are having, we are trying to match whether it belongs to, we are just going to find out whether it belongs to the same group or not. So in the first iteration, we have picked up with the first set, which is D naught. Since it had only single one, it belongs to that particular group itself. Okay. In the second iteration, we are picking the next group. So in the next group, when we pick out, D naught will come as such. Then we are moving to the second contents, that is D1. Here we have three states. So D1 and D2 will be picked up. So if you see in the transition table, D1 and D2, according to any of the transitions, with respect to A, we don't have any transition. With respect to B, if you take out, we have D2, D2. With respect to C, if you see, D3, D3. So if you see in your previous step, listen carefully, in the previous step, whether all the states mentioned here belong to the same group or not. So here we have D2, D3. So here also D2, D3 belong to the same group. So that means we can have D1 and D2 together. That is what it means. So we can have D1 and D2 will go together.
Can you repeat the second iteration again, madam?
With respect to the next one, I'll take out. So now when we are picking the next content, what do we have in the next content? That is D1 and D3. So next state, if you are picking D1 and D3. Okay. So now we have now I have to check. Now I have to see whether D3 goes with this or not. So I can check D3 with D1 or with respect to D2. Any of these two I can pick up and see whether it goes with this or not. So now if I am picking up D1, if I am comparing D1 and D3, come to the transition table. You see your D1 and D3. So in D1 and D3, when you see, with respect to A transition, we don't have we don't have any contents. With respect to B transition, we have in both the places we have D2, right? In both the places we have D2. Now with respect to C transition, we have both the place we have D3. Now you go back in your you see in this group. In this group, you check whether D2 and D3 belong to the same group or not. So D2 and D3, is it belonging to the same group?
Yes.
Same group in the sense within this, whether in the same curly braces, does it belong? So that is what it means to be as group. So in the same place it belongs. So that means I can take D3 along with D1. So now no more contents. So I can close this brackets. So I can say in the second iteration, I'm going with D1, D2. I'm comparing D1 with D2 and it will be retained. Next, I'm picking with D1 with D3 and it will be verified whether it goes along with D1 or whether it goes along with D2. So if it goes, then I can put it along with that same group. If it doesn't, then I have to split that. According to this example, it goes together. So we can have D0, D1, D2, D3 as a single group. D0 as one group, D1, D2, D3 as a separate group. Okay. We will see one more example that it will be more clear, because in this example all the states are same. So I just renamed D0 to be as some S0 and D1, D2, D3 to be as some S1. So accordingly, I have drawn the DFA, minimized DFA. So from D0, which is considered to be as S0 now, so it's considered to be as the initial state. So with respect to A transition, we would be reaching to D1. So now D1, D2, D3 are renamed to be as S1. And all the three states are belonging to same group. So all the three I can represent to be as a single state. So which is considered to be as S1. With respect to A, I don't have any transition. With respect to B, I will be in D2 itself. So now D2 is in the same group, so it will become a self loop. Similarly, for C, also it belongs to D3. So D3 also it comes to a same group, so it will be of self loop. So I have this would be our minimized DFA for this particular example. We'll take one more example. So just draw the DFA for the string fee and flee, FEE or FIE. How it would be drawn? F is common, so I can draw it something like this. FEE or FIE. Right? So the DFA which I can achieve would be this. So now I have now if I apply this Hopcroft's algorithm, how we can take it up? First, you draw the transition table for this. So once you draw the transition table, so from S0 with respect to F, we would be reaching to S1. With respect to I or E, we don't have any other states, which is represented to be as null. Now with respect to S1, we would reach to, with respect to from S1 state, with respect to E, we would reach to S2. With respect to I, we would reach to S4. So like that, the transition table could be completed. From S3 and S5, we don't have any other transitions, so it will be a blank one. And S3 and S5 are considered to be as the final state, so star, initial state, which has been pointed out. Okay, so now how do we start? First group which we are making,
non-final and final. Non-final
and final state. So we can say that non-final and final state. So S0, S1,
S2, S4.
S2, S4 will be
One
coming
group.
under one group.
Non-final state.
Non-final state. So we can put it under curly braces.
Next is
the second group, S3, S5. S3, S5. Okay. So if I pick up the last, since it is only two states we have, if I pick these two states now. So now if you see S3, we have when we start with respect to the iteration, S3 with respect to S5. We have to see whether S3 and S5 state will go together or not. So now if you see S3 with respect to F transition, there is no contents. With respect to I transition, there is no contents, which is left out to be as an empty. Similarly, with respect to E, we don't have any transitions, right? So we don't have any contents to be checked out. So it will be left out in the same group itself. So we don't have to split it. It will go together.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Madam, can
Yes.
can you again repeat?
S3 and S5 with respect
madam.
to F, I, E and E transition, we don't have any contents mentioned. If we have any contents, then only we can make out whether we have to split or not. So here we don't have any transitions applied. So it is clearly understood that S3 and S5 can go together. So we don't have to split it. So S3 and S5 will stay together. Okay. Next, coming to the first category, that is the non-final state group. So here we have 4 states. So now if you pick up the first 2 combinations, S0 with S1. So S0 and S1 if you take, what happens? See the transitions accordingly. So S0 with respect to F, we have S1 and there is no other transition. So now see whether the contents, whatever states, whichever we have mentioned here, whether in the previous state also it is in the same group. Okay. Our point is S0 will go together with S1 or not. So for that we have to see the transitions. So now when you are seeing the transitions, we have with respect to F transition, we have the state S1. So now we have to see whether S1 and we have an empty set. There is nothing. So now we have to see whether in the previous state also whether we have the same contents or not, whether they are in the same group or not. So S0, S1. So S1 is in the same. There is no, the other one is an empty one. So S1 we can't compare. Next one S4. S4 is also in the same with another one which is an empty one. Next is S2. S2 which is that is also in the same group, and the other one which is there is an empty one. So we don't have to split. So S0 and S1 will go together.
Madam. Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Madam, I didn't understand, madam. How does it go together, madam? How do they go together? S0 and S1 means from S1 when we see F transition, it goes when it accepts F, it goes to S1.
You take with the next one. S0 with S2 if you take out.
Okay.
With respect to F transition, we are having S1. Okay.
For S0.
With respect to with respect to E transition, there is empty and S3. Now if you see, S3 is an other group. In the previous one, S3 is in an other group. So it is clearly understood that we cannot combine S0 with S2. Okay. It has to be split. So when we have to split, so we can have already S0, S1 were together. So we can keep it together. But this will not, S2 will not go with S0. So that means it will not go with S1 also. So we are splitting S2. We are splitting S2 from that particular group. So it is split into 2. So it is always binary split would be happening. Riya on the logout. Next, if you are taking up S0 with S4. So now if you see with respect to F transition S1, the second state is with respect to E transition S5. So S5, if you see S1 which is in the same group, S5 which is in the other group. So that means it is clearly understood that it cannot go together. So S5. So when we are splitting, we will not create another group. What is the second group which you are having? It will be kept with that.
Okay.
No more states. So we will split. So always from when you are splitting, it will be split into two
Madam,
groups.
Madam, I think that is S2 and S4, madam.
Sorry, S4. S4. Now again we have to iterate. So S3, S5 we have already done. So once again we will iterate and see still whether they belong to the same group or not. So now if you pick up S0, S1. Okay. So now pick up S0, S1. So now if you see with respect to F transition, we have S1 which is in one group. Now if you see S4, S4 is in another group.
S2 is also
when we
in
are
the
going
other
for
group.
the next iteration, we will see the previous cases. Previous case. So S1 which is in the same group. Now S4 which is in the other group. S2 also which is in the other group. So that means now
separate.
S0 and S1 will not go together. So that has to be split. So S0 and S1 will be split. No more contents. So that's it. So this will be closed. Now again
S2 and S4.
Now again we will go for this next iteration where we will be picking S2, S4. So when we pick S2, S4, see the transition where we have S3, S5. S3 and S5. So S3 and S5 both are in the previous set. Where is it? Both are together. It is a single group. Other set, but both are together, right?
Yes, madam. Both are together.
It's in the same group. So we don't have to split. So that will be coming together. We don't have to split. So S2, S3, S4 will come together.
Madam, can you again explain, madam, why do we need to take it together instead of splitting?
For which state?
For S2 and S4. Because both
and S4, if you see, with respect to E transition all alone, we have the contents. 1 second, Priya. We have S3, it is mentioned to be as S3, S5. So in the previous group, that is in the previous, this was the time when we were looking, right?
Yes,
so just see the previous state, previous time, whether it is both the contents are together or not. So if you see S3 and S5, S3 and S5 both were together. So that means we don't have to split. It will go together itself. We don't have to split S2 with S4. It will be together.
Okay.
Just, oh, sorry, it's time up. So I'll stop the class with this. Priya, you came for telling this time up?
No, I was asking if remaining people, like we can leave. I was asking.
Yes, you can leave.
Thank you.
So now you can draw the DFA for this. I'll take one more example for Hopcroft's algorithm, one more grouping approach. So with that, I'll stop this minimization of DFA and continue with the coding part.
Madam?
Yes, Dattatreya.
Madam, when we are comparing S2 and S4, madam, when we are comparing S2 and S4, when we see the transition, when we accept when we see the table, S2 when it accepts E, it goes to S3, and S4 when it accepts E, it goes to S5. And since S3 and S5 are in the same group, we are taking S2 and S4 together. Am I right, madam?
Yes.
If S3 and S5 were in different group, we would have separated
Then we
S2
would have
and
split.
S4 now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay then. Thank you, students. Sorry, I extended for 5 minutes.
Okay. Dattatreya Das,
Yes, madam.
I don't know when you completed the TOC. I think you should read once and come. Otherwise, what happens? Others will get bored if ma'am